Hello 8th grade, Miss Wagner again. This is our last video to finish up Mod 7 MGSA. Okay, here we go. Number 19, determine the volume of a square prism with a side length of 5.5 inches and a height of 9 inches. Use the formula volume equals side squared times h. Round your answer to the nearest hundredths if necessary. Okay, so they told us it has a side length of 5.5 inches. And it has a height of 9 inches, and we're going to use this formula to determine the volume. Okay, so I'm going to start with this formula. Okay, I know that they told me that the side length is 5.5 inches, so I'm going to square that, and then it is 9 inches tall. Okay, here I go to my calculator. I've got 5.5x squared times 9, and we get 272.25, and this is cubic inches. 272.25 cubic inches. All right, that's all you had to do for this. So you're going to use that information to complete number 20 and 21. Please go to number 22. We have determine the volume of a square pyramid with a base length of 5.5 inches and a height of 9 inches. Use the formula volume equals 1/3 base squared b squared h. Round your answer to the nearest hundredths if necessary. Okay, so we've got this formula that we're going to be using. Okay, the base length is 5.5 inches and the height is 9 inches. Okay, so here we go. Volume equals, we're determining the volume and possibly have to round to the nearest hundredths. Okay, formula. Always start with a formula. Volume equals 1/3 b squared h. B is the base length. So volume equals 1/3 times 5.5 squared times the height, which is 9. Okay, typing this into my calculator. I've got parenthesis 1 ABC3 times 5.5x squared times 9, and I use parentheses for my multiplication, and I get 90.75 cubic inches. 90.75 cubic inches. Okay, that's all you had to do. So using what we did in 22, you are answering questions 23 and 24. Going on to 25. Determine the volume of a sphere with a radius of 5.5 inches. Use the formula volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Leave pi in your answer. Round your answer to the nearest hundredths if necessary. Okay, we have to determine the volume. Radius of 5.5 inches. We have a formula. Leave pi in our answer and round to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so here we go. Start off with our formula. We have volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So volume equals 4/3 pi times a radius 5.5 cubed. Okay, grabbing my calculator. I'm going to leave pi out there. Okay, pi is going to just go out in front here. All right, so I've got parenthesis 4 ABC3 close parenthesis open parenthesis. Remember that means times. Okay, caret 3. 5.5 caret 3 because we're cubing it. And I get 221.83 repeating. 221, not 22. Don't copy that. 221.83 repeating. Okay, and that now goes out in front, so 221.83 repeating pi cubic inches. Don't forget the pi and the bar over the 3 because it was repeating. Okay, that's all you had to do. So you're going to use that information to do questions 26 and 27. Let's go to question 28. Find the volume of the truncated cone with the following dimensions. Capital R equals 5.5, capital H equals 9, little r equals 2.75, little h equals 6. Use the formula volume equals 1/3 pi, capital R squared times capital H, minus 1/3 pi R squared H. Okay, so there was a lot going on here, okay? And what they're looking to do is, let's say this is the entire cone here, okay? What they want you to do is just find the volume of this lower one. They don't want to know what this top one is. So they literally, if you think about a birthday hat, they closed off or they cut off the top of it and they just want the bottom piece. All right, here we go. Highlighting that important information. Because this is a formula, we're going to have to plug this information in. Okay, this is the formula that we're using. We're going to leave pi in our answer and round to the nearest hundredths if necessary. Okay, so here we go. Volume equals, I'm just recopying the formula. Okay, now I'm going to plug in my information. 1/3 pi. Capital R is 5.5 squared. Capital H is 9 minus 2.75. Little r is 2.75 squared and times 6. H is 6. Okay, so volume equals that 1/3 pi that's in both of them. I'm going to back this up, okay? Hopefully you were writing in pencil like you're supposed to. I just thought of an easier way. This is an easier way to do this question. Okay, erase what we wrote on that second line. This first one has a 1/3 pi, and so does the second one. So I'm going to bring both of them out in front. And now what's inside, excuse me, what's inside, what's left over is going to be multiplying that. So what's left over in the first one? We got capital R squared times capital H minus little r squared times little h. Okay, that's a lot easier. Okay, leave the 1/3 pi out in front again, and now substitute in. We've got 5.5 squared times 9 minus 2.75 squared times 6. Okay, so let's figure this out. Volume equals 1/3 pi. We've got parenthesis 5.5 squared times 9 minus 2.75 squared times 6. Okay, something happened. I did not have something in there correct. Okay, 5.5 squared times 9 minus 2.75 squared times 6. All right. Calculator is acting wonky. Let's do some extra parentheses. 5.5 squared 9 minus 2.75 squared 6. How about now? There we go. So I added some extra parentheses in there. So I'm just going to do that on here, as that seemed to make the calculator a little happier. All right, so we ended up with 226.875, okay? But now we have that 1/3 out in front, so we actually have to do that. So I have it in my calculator ready, so I'm just going to go times 1 ABC3, and it gives me 75.625 pi. And they didn't tell me what the unit was, like inches or feet or miles or whatever, so we're just going to go cubic units. Cubic units. Remember, pi had to be in our answer. Okay, so that is the final answer. Watch the calculator when you input this, okay? And using what you did on 28, you're going to answer questions 29 and 30. I'd like to just talk to you about 31, okay? 31 says list the perfect squares for 1 through 25. 1, 2, and 3 have been done for you already. What are they talking about? Well, you've got 1, 4, and 9 on here. So 1 squared is equal to 1 times 1, which equals 1. That's the first one. 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2, which is 4. That's your second one. 3 squared equals 3 times 3. That equals 9. That's your third one. So you're going to continue doing this, okay? You're going to continue doing this all the way through to 25 squared, okay? All the way through. You do not have to show this work. You just have to give me the answer. So 1, 4, 9, okay? All the way through to 25, okay? You should end up with 25 numbers on this question here. And you know what they are already. We've done them in the lesson as well as the MGSA. All right? All right, we have finished, successfully finished grade 8 math. Woohoo! Congratulations. I will see you soon. Take care and stay safe.